The Dow just hit 30,000, but meanwhile the real economy is getting a meltdown. Did you hear the good news? The Dow Jones Industrial Average reached 30,000 for the first time this week, amidst the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression of the 1930s. The stock market is rising to heights we have never seen before. What we are witnessing is totally crazy. But I think if the whole system is completely doomed, we can also go out with a bang. I have often said that the stock market is completely detached from reality, and the statement is never more accurate than it is now. Profits for companies listed in the S&P 500 decreased by 48% compared to last year. But the basics don't seem to matter in the huge casino that Wall Street has transformed into. Instead, the key is to create as much buzz and speculation about your company as possible. In such an environment, a mirage known as Tesla may be worth more than all other major automakers all over the world combined. The electric car maker's shares continued to climb more than 4% on Tuesday, increasing its total market value above $500 billion for the first time. Tesla's market cap rose to more than $520 billion Tuesday afternoon. Tesla is now worth more than the combined market value of most of the world's major automakers: Toyota, Volkswagen, GM, Ford, Fiat Chrysler, and its merger partner PSA Group. Anyone who believes Tesla is actually worth $500 billion is likely clinically insane. But of course, there are hundreds of other big companies that are now wildly overvalued. Meanwhile, the real economy continues to boom. According to Fox Business, we are facing a wave of evictions at the end of the year. The United States is facing a tidal wave of evictions at the end of the year unless the federal government, in the 11th hour, extends key pandemic-related protections for millions of renters and homeowners. More than 5.8 million adults say they are somewhat to very likely to face eviction or foreclosure over the course of the next 2 months, according to U.S. Census Bureau survey completed November 9. That represents about 1/3 of the 17.9 million Americans who were behind on their rent or mortgage payments last month. The reason millions of Americans are in danger of losing their homes is because we saw an unprecedented unemployment tsunami in 2020. This year, more than 70 million Americans made new unemployment claims, and there has not been another year in US history where we have even seen half of that number. This surely huge wave of job losses has pushed millions of Americans into poverty, and hunger is rising all over the country. The following is from Simon Black. New York City is up 33% this year. St. Louis is up 66%. In Oregon, it's up 100%. I'm not talking about real estate prices, local budget gaps, or even property tax raises. These are the startling increases in the number of people across the country and the world who are in need of food. Well, at least the stock market is doing well, right? In Texas, the CEO of a food bank says the number of people they help has doubled this year. Eric Cooper, CEO of the San Antonio Food Bank, told CNBC that his Texas food bank now feeds double the amount of people it used to compared to before the coronavirus pandemic gripped in the United States. Per pandemic, we fed about 60,000 people a week, and now we are seeing about 120,000 per week. And most of those are new to the food bank and have never had to ask for help before, Cooper said during a Tuesday evening interview on the news with Shepard Smith. And what makes it all the more sad is that most households in need of help have children living at home. Just look at these numbers in Washington state. Nearly 1/3 of Washington households have struggled to get enough to food at some point since the start of the coronavirus pandemic, a new study found. Of the 30% of households that experienced food insecurity, 59% had children living at home. According to the Washington State Food Security Survey, put together by a team of professors and researchers at Washington State University, the University of Washington, and Tacoma Community College. Now, another wave of isolation is starting across the country, and this will bring the new level of economic hardship in this country to an even higher level. For many workers, getting fired just before the holidays is particularly painful. Waiters and bartenders are being thrown out of work again as governors and local officials shut down indoor dining and drinking establishments to combat the nationwide surge in coronavirus infections that is overwhelming hospitals and dashing hopes for a quick economic recovery. And the timing just before the holidays couldn't be worse. Can you imagine being told to barely get through the initial lockout round and then do it again? This is the reality that many Americans are facing right now. For example, this is what Tracy Gray, 34, told CBS News about her situation. "My savings are depleted. If 10 of my clients cancel their membership right now, I'm done. When I say I'm literally just making it, I am literally just making it. I'm one paycheck away, and that's not even an exaggeration." Now, the stock market is no more a barometer than ever for the health of the overall economy. The truth is that an economic collapse has begun and will get much worse over time. But nothing you can say for the moment prevents the ultra-rich from feeling enthusiastic watching their rapidly rising stocks portfolios. For them, this will definitely be a very happy Thanksgiving. But for most of the rest of the country, the current situation is nothing to smile about. Most of the idea, comment, information, and criticism containing in these videos have been created by Daily News Report. Before making any important investment decision, use the information contained in these videos as a starting point for conducting your own research. If you make any investment or legal decision, it is advised to consult an expert before making this decision.